family who said they've lost £47,000 after sewage flooded their home claim Thames Water have refused to compensate them. Graphic designer David Benke, 40, and his partner Claire O'Brien, 42, say they lost £32,000 worth of belongings when a freak flood destroyed their South London flat. They claim they have since spent nearly £15,000 replacing damaged items and relocating, bringing the total spent to £47,000. The couple says they are furious with Thames Water, who they claim gave them no compensation after a collapsed sewer caused the carnage in September 2021. Thames Water refused legal liability because there were no previous issues with the sewer, therefore they claim they were not negligent, My London reports. Image. David Benke, My London. Thames Water also reportedly asked the couple to sign a letter meaning they won't pay for unrestorable items. David and Claire say they refused to sign the letter and had to fork out £1,500 to dispose of the wrecked belongings themselves. David said, "I was alerted to the sound and the smell, something did not seem right. I saw a torrent of water. The pipe that exploded was under a bin, so there was a bunch of rubbish floating." The couple have had to relocate to Croydon after their flat flooded. Image. David Benke, My London. I opened the door and saw the whole staircase was like a waterfall. I closed the door and for a couple of seconds, my brain said it would be fine. Then I knew it was not going to be okay, so I woke my partner up. Once Claire was awake, they grabbed the children, their teddies, and put an iPad up high. David said he got his coat and laptop, but the computer later fell into the sludge. The couple said they are not the only neighbors who had their homes flooded. Image. David Benke, My London. Most read. Pasha Lee dead. Ukrainian actor who quit to sign up for country's defense is killed. Ukrainian woman who downed drone with jar of tomatoes says she will stay and fight. Well-known TV couple unrecognizable from unearthed 90s wedding photo to mark 25 years. David recalled, "The water was coming through the door, so we thought it was time to go out. Then the door opened and let a torrent of sewage in. Our furniture started floating and then it got pretty intense. The fire brigade arrived as the water was filling the basement." David added, "I was carrying my 5-year-old, I saw the firefighters so I crawled so they could see us. They helped my partner who was carrying the 3-year-old and she could not walk forward, the pressure was so strong, so he was carried by a fireman." David said he got his coat and laptop, but the computer later fell into the sludge. Image. David Benke, My London. Don't miss. Russia-Ukraine war live. Fears for Chernobyl amid warnings of new radiation leak. I spent £600 appearing on Come Dine With Me and bosses fixed the winner. Girl, 10, shot dead by drunk Russian soldiers as family forced to bury her in garden. Asda worker saves shopper's life by humming Bee Gees song for 23 minutes straight. The couple's flat wasn't the only one affected and other neighbors were rescued from their windows because the water pressure was so strong. By the next day, the extent of the damage could be seen and the cost started to mount up. Thames Water said the family was not eligible for the hardship fund. David said, "We are lucky we have family and friends that are able to help us, but we are broke as hell now." There were lots of upsetting moments, but when you walk into your flat and see a book your kids like and it's covered in muck. You could see stuff that was familiar but it's all in the wrong place and everything is covered. Then we realized they were not going to give us any money at. Textile designer Claire said, "Now the time has passed, it was actually a really traumatic event to be woken up to a torrent of water rushing into your. The trauma of seeing how much water was in our flat, just filled up like a bath. It's been really difficult, just the devastation, the time and stress to get back on our feet and have nothing from Thames Water. We feel like criminals that do not matter when it's their pipe that exploded on our lives. A few hours earlier it could have been a very different story, but it was still pretty terrifying. The fact that it was sewage water, it's toxic. The kids' stuff is sentimental, they still talk about it all the time. It makes you think lots of people would not be able to get back on their feet. That really stuck with me, the utter devastation, everything gone within 5 minutes. It's a terrible thing for your family to go through. It's not our fault, our climate change, it's Thames Water." A Thames Water spokesperson told the Mirror, We understand how distressing sewer flooding is and we sympathize with anyone affected. In this case, the flooding was caused by a collapsed sewer which caused sewage to spill out into nearby properties. Our engineers were quickly on the scene and carried out repairs as a matter of urgency. Investigations show there were no previous issues with the sewer which would have contributed to the collapse, and as such Thames Water was not negligent and is not legally liable for the damage caused. As with all sewer flooding, we offered to clean and sanitize affected properties, which includes removing belongings which are too damaged to be returned to the property. In order to do this, we ask our customers to sign a document acknowledging that we won't be reimbursing them for the items removed. We encourage anyone affected by the devastating impact of sewer flooding to make a claim through their home insurance provider. Read more. Couple claim neighbor installed creepy mannequin to stare into their bedroom. Read more. Couple discover kitchen is unusable after collecting keys to dream £385,000 new build.